Hello, everyone. I'm Randy Herrig with the Wrestling with Tomorrow podcast. Before we get this pre-match face-to-face started, I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in to watch this, to Aaron Corbin, to Cowboy Gator Magraw for taking their time tonight. It's been quite an ordeal to get them both available at the same time. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it in person, so we're doing it this way tonight. Some of you may know that Gator and I are friends and business associates. I'd like to inform you I've accepted the moderator job for this under the condition that they will act professionally, and I've promised them that I will show no favoritism tonight. I've prepared a series of questions. Both men will have the opportunity to answer. I've requested they both remain professional. Emotions are sure to run high, and I want to ensure the viewers will get an opportunity to hear comments from both of them. At the beginning, I'll flip a coin. The winner of the toss will decide if they want to answer first or second. They will then answer, alternating who takes the first answer and so on. Okay, quick warning. Like I said, tensions are sure to rise tonight. So bear in mind, things could get heated. Things could get wildly ornery. I don't know where it's going to go. So just keep that in mind as you watch this. All right. Without any further ado, all right. So I'm going to flip a coin here to just see who gets the choice for the first one.
No, I'll answer first.
Oh.
Yeah, no, put the coin away. I'll answer first.
You cool with that, Gator?
Why not? Go ahead, Aaron.
All right. You two have been involved in professional wrestling for some time. Give the viewers a quick summary of your careers.
First of all, one of us has been involved in professional wrestling for a long time. The other one left the business for a long time. Let's just get that straight first. So here's my history in professional wrestling. I was a fan of pro wrestling. It's like a lot of people growing up. I started with the Backyard Company down in Iowa. We came up to Minnesota, met some guys in this promotion called AWO that guy ran. Funny enough, I left the promotion in Iowa. I didn't want to. I got fired from a Backyard promotion. That guy gave me a shot. Little bit of kudos to him. I came up here and I literally moved in one day up in Minnesota and never left. A couple of us guys in the AWO went to a show up in Faribault, Minnesota. From there, we went to a pro wrestling camp. After a pro wrestling camp, I stuck in the business, did my stuff, paid my dues, did all my things, became a really big deal in the state of Minnesota with pro wrestling, and that's my basic history in professional wrestling.
Quickly, how do you gauge being a big deal? What makes you a big deal in the state of Minnesota?
Fact that every promotion in the state wants me. I get to name my own price when they call me to be on shows. I've had more main events than Mike's had matches, belts in a lot of promotions. And you ask anybody around the state, I'm pretty well known. People know who I am. So I'm a pretty big deal in Minnesota.
Fair enough. Just wanted some clarification.
Yep.
Okay. Gator, your same question.
I attended an independent wrestling show when I was 15 years old. I met some wrestlers there who had a wrestling school. I attended their school for a couple of sessions, met some other guys that had similar interests in pro wrestling that I did. We started running our own shows in southern Minnesota at that time. Ran quite a few of them for a few years. Eventually, I ended up getting further training from a school in the Twin Cities. It's also where Aaron went. Right. After that, I went to several camps, including one with Harley Race and Ricky Steamboat. I was fortunate enough to be able to travel all across the country. I was one of the only wrestlers out of Minnesota at one point that was actually being flown places to wrestle, which was a pretty big honor. I got out of the wrestling business after about 10 years in 2007 due to a few things, but really it was kind of a culmination of my wife and I being pregnant with our first child.
Sure.
And my shoulder, I had just torn to shreds from various matches and things like that. And I needed to have surgery, and I almost lost the use of my arm, my right arm, and I'm right-handed. And so it was just kind of everything lined up at the same time for me to leave wrestling. And that was almost 20 years ago.
Okay. So now, second question. Mike will answer this one first. Do you remember meeting each other? Do you remember that first impression that you had of the other?
I do. I remember meeting Aaron. I remember two things. I remember meeting him I had attended one of those shows he was talking about in Iowa. I attended as a fan because I was curious about what that product looked like. After that, he and I had a conversation over the phone about him leaving that company and wanting to wrestle with us in Minnesota. And he was probably the next day when he showed up with his car all loaded down full of all of his stuff, and he left everything he knew and moved closer to where we were all at. And like he said, he never left. And so that was my first impression, was like, wow, this is a guy who just wants it. Like, he just wants more out of the wrestling business. And I admired it a lot. I thought it was such a amazing thing to just pack up and move and just chase your dream. It was very cool. I had a lot of respect for Aaron for that.
Okay. Yeah, Aaron, that must have taken a lot of bravery to get in the car and take off. A lot of hopes and dreams, like you said. Do you recall meeting him for the first time?
I do. There was a couple of the other Minnesota guys that were at that show. They came and said hi to a few of us. I think I actually exchanged numbers with, we all know Shane. I think I exchanged numbers with him, and through that got in touch with Mike. But yeah, decided to move up here. I needed a change of scenery, change of pace. The history of wrestling in Minnesota, these guys were running way more. Admittedly, don't have a ton of nice things to say about him, but at the time, I do remember that he seemed like the only guy that may like pro wrestling as much as I did at the time.
Dude, you have changed. I mean, that you're still that guy, Aaron. I know you are, and that's a good thing.
Hey, remember, now we're giving each other a chance to speak. So just please, both of you, keep it in mind. All right. All right, Aaron. In the wrestling business, workers use the term heat. There's obviously tension between you two. What started the heat between you two?
Oh, there's a lot of heat for a long time. So it originally started, and I can remember the day the tension with me and him started. We're at a house party after a show. We're all hanging out. It's myself, Mike, Chaos, Cody O'Neill, Kenny, whatever you want to refer to him as, a couple more people. And I was joking around with Kenny, because that's what we do. And I'm sitting on the couch, and this prick walks over to me, asks for the drink out of my hand, grabs it, and cold cocks me in the face, knocks me off the couch. Heat moment number one with me and him. Then later, you didn't punch me in the face?
Aaron.
Did you punch me in the face?
Let him answer, please. You'll have your turn as well.
Heat moment number two, and it proves that how good of a salesman this guy is. We're at MPW. We're training, and they came out with this scoring system, like 1 to 5 or something. 5 meaning you're ready to be on show, like Saturday shows. 1 meaning you're not ready. Going to camp as much as he was, doing all this stuff, and he gets scored at like a 3 or 4, which meant he's like ready for shows, and I get scored at like a 1 or a 2. And it was some big joke that, oh, hey, Gator's ready for shows, but Aaron's not. That's another. Go ahead.
Can I just get a little clarity here? Did he have anything to do with making the ratings out for this?
As far as just being incredibly good at selling himself and pulling the wool over people's eyes for where his levels were at the time, no, but he wasn't part of the voting. From my understanding, it was Sheriff Shifty and Eric Cannon were the votes at the time.
Okay.
And then just the years of how he carried himself, he starts getting flown places, gets big britches, thinking, just thinking he's above all of us. And then when he divorced all of us, when he just gets up and leaves the business, and all of us that were his friends and actually still cared about him, he just leaves. No explanation, no calls, no messages, don't hear from the guy for almost a decade. So that's where a lot of it comes from.
Okay. Now, I don't know, viewers, if that's accurate or not. I can say that back in the AWO days, American Wrestling Organization, excuse me, he did stop running shows for a while because he joined the service. Okay, so he went to boot camp.
Who drove you to the airport? Who drove you to the airport for that, Mike?
I'm not so sure that that's relevant in any way, but I'm saying I know that was a thing in why the shows stopped running around the Albert Lee area. And just, I have one more thing I want to get back to Aaron real quick before you make your answer here. But selling yourself and presenting yourself in the best way that you can is kind of a big deal in this business. Why is it that whatever he was doing bothered you?
I'm not as mad that he did it as the fact that the cocky prick he turned into afterwards. So rubbed it in my face that, he got the better score and the better grade, and that he was on shows and I was still reffing and stuff. So I don't care that he did it. Good on him. Good on him for getting on shows when he shouldn't have been. But, then he wants to turn around and rub it in people's face, and that's it.
Okay, Mike, now your turn to answer.
I don't even know where to begin. The party, Aaron started with the party. Aaron was being recklessly inappropriate and rude, and he wasn't taking responsibility for what he was saying specifically to our friend that night. We had all had too much to drink. And after this barrage of disrespectful slander behavior that Aaron was throwing toward one of our friends, I stood up for our friend, and he's right. I took his drink out of his hand and I clobbered him, and he deserved it that night. Sometimes you just got to stand up for what's right. You got to stand up for the people around you. And Aaron, you might fault me for that, but you got to let it go, man. It's been 25 years. We were kids. We weren't even old enough to drink at the time. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I don't even know. You're talking about like this scoring system. Aaron, truth be told, I don't even remember this. But if I was ahead of you in any way, in any score, that's because at the time, you and I and a couple of the other wrestlers, we all lived together, and we would go to the Twin Cities from Albert Lee, Minnesota, which is about a 2-hour drive each way, 3 days a week to train. And more often than not, Aaron would have an excuse as to why he couldn't go with us that day. He wasn't as dedicated as we were. He would sit around and make excuses as to why he couldn't be where we were at. And it was beyond frustrating because we knew how much he loved Aaron. We knew how much Aaron loved pro wrestling. We knew how talented he was. And if we were having conversations based around whatever score it was he was getting, I'm certain that it had everything to do with the fact that we were trying to get him motivated enough to pick himself up by his bootstraps and put the work in, because he didn't want to. He wanted it handed to him. I put the work in. And the other thing you forget, Aaron, is that Sheriff, Shifty, and Cannon hated me. All right. And so the fact that they gave me any kind of score like that means that I earned it in some way. I wasn't handed that. I had to bite and scratch and claw for everything I got at MPW. Always. So, yeah, man, if you took offense to anything that I said or did back then, it all has everything to do with we knew how much potential you had, and we were trying to make you the absolute best we could. Okay. And then the other thing you mentioned is me divorcing you guys. I stopped traveling with you because I couldn't trust you anymore. You were stealing from people. You were doing some really outlandish stuff on the road, and I didn't want to be involved with it. I chose to ride with other people, and I was getting booked other places that you weren't, man. I was on my way to do other things. It's so much so that when we got the call, Aaron and I got the same call to be extras on Monday Night Raw. We got the exact same call on the exact same day because we were in the car together. We were traveling together. I took that booking. Aaron did not, because he didn't want to cut his hair. And he never got another one of those opportunities again. And that's the stuff I'm talking about. Aaron wanted everything handed to him, and you haven't changed a bit.
So, Aaron, people dream of working for the WWE. It's one of the top companies in the world, has been forever. Why did you make that decision? I'm just curious about this.
Legitimately, because I didn't want to cut my hair. He's not wrong. I had long hair down to here. I knew we were going to be just extras. There wasn't a shot at getting a match or anything. I got the call from Ken. I think that's who he got the call from, Ken Anderson.
Okay.
Made it a point to get our numbers and call us. And without thinking, I told him no. I didn't want to cut my hair. I wasn't ready to. I didn't think, shoot, you want to bring stuff up? I didn't think I was ready to be there yet at the time when they got called.
You were.
Well,
And I wanted to be there with you. We should have done it together.
Probably should have.
So don't sit here and tell me about you abandon us, Aaron. I wanted to take you everywhere that I could. You just didn't want to go.
Hero Mike there to save everybody.
Oh, give me a break.
Whoa.
You're not always the victim. You know that, right?
Take it easy. Come on. Let's keep this on the rails, please. Did this cause you heat with Ken Anderson for not going when he called you?
Nope.
Okay, that's just kind of
me and Ken
how that whole thing worked.
Me and Ken are still super tight to this day. I text with him and talk to him all the time. He messages me about how his camp kids did on shows, and I tell him and ask me to watch out for certain people. And because Ken asked me to, because Ken's a guy I've liked since the day I got in the business, I always have. I've always been tight with Ken since day one. Nope, never caused any heat.
And for viewers too that don't realize this, Ken Anderson was wrestling as Kamikaze Ken Anderson in MPW when these two gentlemen went and started training. So he was there when they came in the door. And that's exactly what Aaron is referring to here. So just a little history lesson there. All right. So I guess this is going to get a little more personal. There was an MAW show, Midwest All-Star Wrestling, that Gator went to and was in the audience. And I've seen the footage. I've watched it a couple times. What was it that caused the friction that particular night? As he was there to be a fan, and you were there to work your match, whatever that was. I don't recall that. But why did it boil over that night?
I do believe it is my turn to answer first, Aaron.
Please give your perspective.
I would love to. Thank you.
That's
correct.
Very
nice of you. Well, let's go back just a couple of years. When I started the Wrestling with Tomorrow podcast, Aaron was my first guest I ever had. In fact, I was trying to do some other stuff with some motivational speaking and some professional development elements as well that were involved in that. Aaron was more than happy to lend me a hand and do an additional interview. We did the initial interview. It went great. You can still see that on my YouTube channel. It was like two old friends catching up, which was truly what it was. And so I thought that, Aaron and I, we had seen each other like once, I think, just randomly at a gas station since that podcast aired. And we gave each other a great big hug. It was great to see him in person again. And everything was fine, man. And I wanted to surprise him. I had just I was working. It was a Friday night, and I had to stay later at work. And I thought, well, instead of going home, the venue wasn't that far from where I was working from. I thought maybe I'd just buy a ticket and show up and just surprise them and just be there. I hadn't been to a show. And Randy, you know this. I don't go to wrestling shows. Randy has tried to, take me to AEW shows and things like that. And I hate going to them. I just don't do it. But I thought it would be a nice gesture to just like see Aaron again. I saw he was on the card and it'd been a while and just wanted to check it out. And so I bought a front row ticket, man, just to check it out. And Aaron had walked by me after his match, and I saw him see me when he was in the ring during the match.
Okay.
And then after the match, he walked by me, and I'd stuck my hand out like I was going to fist bump him. And I don't even remember what you said to me, something rude, no doubt. And then I didn't hear it, and I said, "What did you say?" And you turned back around and you just throttled me out of my, and you pushed me, and I went flying into the people behind me. And then I get thrown out of the show, right? So a couple of things with that is that at the time I was very upset with MAW because number one, the people behind me, I didn't know if they were okay because I landed in their laps. Number two, I paid to be there. I missed whatever rest of the show there was. And I was humiliated for nothing, for no reason at all. So that's how this whole thing really started. Where it stemmed from, I don't know. Aaron. Apparently you've been holding on to stuff for the last 25 years, and maybe therapy was what you needed.
Okay, Aaron, can we get your perspective on what happened?
No, I got my therapy that night. So it's pretty simple. So one of us was paid to be there. The other one paid to be there. Right? Early in the show, I had heard he was there because I believe the ring announcer that night pointed out the fact that Cowboy Gator Magraw was in the crowd, gets a nice little legend sympathy pop. Good job. I'm working my match. Afterwards, I'm blown up. I'm tired. Had a 15-minute match. Worked my butt off. After the match, I roll out of the ring. I look, and he's just got this look on his face. And it's this look that just always makes me just like clench my fist. He's just got this just this crap-eating grin look on his face that I just can't freaking stand. And he looked like he was talking and like saying bad stuff about me to the guy next to him. Like he was like trying to make a joke out of me or something. And I turned the corner and I looked back again to see if he was still doing it. And he still had that look on his face. So I went to walk up to him. And what I saw, he can say he was going to fist bump me. What I saw was an aggressive move. He was coming out of his chair and his hand was in a fist. And I thought he's coming at me. Because I had said something to him. I can't tell you to this day what I said. I'm sure it was mean and disrespectful because that's what I do. I'm sure whatever I had to say was pretty colorful and was meant for just me and him. And I hope I said it enough where he could hear me. If other people heard it, is what it is. But I turned and he still had that look on his face. So I walked up to him. He was making an aggressive move with the fist. And quickly in my head, I go, him or me. And I sent his ass flying.
Is that something you do when fans try to fist bump you, you attack them like that? Or you have enough experience in the ring. You've been wrestling for the last 25 years. This can't be the first time a fan's tried to fist bump you, Aaron. So don't give me that line of crap. Ain't the first time I've shoved a fan either. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't be on shows anymore. Maybe the wrestling business is passing you up.
Tell all the promoters that call me all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Hold on. Now, Aaron, isn't it possible that, like he said, that he just was genuinely happy to see you? And is that a possibility?
Sure. But I wasn't going to give him the time if it was anything else. If it was anything other
Why
than
would it have
excited
been
to see
anything
me.
else? There was no other reason for it.
You know enough people there. Hollywood was there. Eli was there. Old people in the business. If you wanted to say hi that bad, you could have come back and said hi. Enough people knew who you were. You could have got back there and said what's up. Seemed like a weird time after I said what I said and you were smirking at me like that to just come and say hi. If it was me or you right then, it was going to be you that went flying. It wasn't
be honest
anything
with
bad
everybody.
happening to me.
There's a look that Aaron gives me from time to time where I can't help myself. We've been friends for so long, I just start laughing for out of nowhere. He could just give me the look across the room, and that's the look I was doing to you, Aaron. And you know that's true. You're so like in your own head with this wrestling stuff, man. You need to stop. You need to slow down and look at the world around you and realize how many people you're actually hurting. People who love you, by the way.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Aaron. This match that's coming up on November 1st will be the last match in Cowboy Gator Magraw's career. He's said with no uncertain terms that that's going to be it. Nothing after that. And with what's been going on, everybody knows that you're going to be the opponent. Now, what are your thoughts going into the match? And if I recall correctly, it's got a stipulation to it. Can you remind us of that?
Yeah, the stipulation is it's just going to be a street fight. It's no DQ, because there is no chance in a regular wrestling match he hangs with me. There's just not. There's no chance. You can be out of the ring 6 months. You're not going to hang with me. He's been out for a long, long time. There is no chance in a regular wrestling match that he hangs with me, and he knows it. He can smirk and smile all he wants. He knows there's
This
no
ain't
chance.
about a regular wrestling match.
Ooh.
I don't need to beat you in a regular wrestling match. I don't need to pin you. I don't need to give you an arm bar. What you need is an ass whipping. And this is a bunkhouse rules match, specifically because of what you started.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You told me it was up to me to pick the stipulations, big guy.
100%.
So I did. I did.
There can't be a part of you. There cannot be, realistically. You want me to stop lying and doing all this stuff and pulling wool over people's eyes. There cannot be a legitimate part of you that thinks you have any chance at winning this match. You don't even have a chance at being competitive in this match. I don't know what you don't understand about this. The business has passed you by.
Hold on 1 second. Now, just bringing this fact in, you two both wrestle a hell of a lot different than each other. Your styles are way different. He's mostly been a brawling style for a long time. Why would that fighting type style not transition well with anybody? I'm just curious on that.
Because he hasn't done it in a long time. We keep talking about this and we keep referring to this as he's done this for a long time. He hasn't been around in a long time.
You're scared, man.
He hasn't done physical activities in a long time. I'm truly, truly not scared. I've never been so not scared going into a pro wrestling match in my entire life.
I know you so well, Aaron, and I can see it on you right now. This is the first time. This is the first time that I've actually seen it on you. And you're scared. And you should be. You absolutely should be.
How do you think you're going to be competitive? Let me ask you a question. You've been out this entire time, and I've been wrestling almost every single weekend, everywhere. Wrestling hosses like Black Stallion, Mitch Paradise, the biggest guys around. I've wrestled brawlers. I've wrestled high flyers. I've done it all. I can do it all.
Yeah,
because you did a couple hardcore things back in the day, because you had the worst barbed wire match in the history of barbed wire matches back in the day. You think you're some freaking tough guy? Let's be freaking honest. Honest to God. Honest, I want you to truly answer this question. Do you think you even have a shot at finishing the match? Honestly, let alone winning it. Do you think you're going to be able to last all the way through a match?
What does that even mean? What,
can
all
you
the
do
way
an
through
entire
a match?
wrestling match right now?
Yes.
You're okay, great. And you legitimately think you can win this match?
Aaron, I know I can. I believe I can. There are enough people that are there to support me that night. My family's going to be there. I've got all the support in the world. I got all the reasons in the world to win, Aaron.
Family's not a reason to win. People in the crowd cheering for you isn't a reason to win.
What other reason is there?
You sit and you teach this stuff. Chase your dreams, follow your hopes and dreams, and you can win.
Man,
you need to teach. If your kids are coming, I want you to teach them this lesson before they come, because this is really important. Sometimes
dare
it's
you.
Whoa.
hard as you
My
work.
kids, Aaron.
Sometimes it's
whoa,
hard.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
And as much as you want it to come true and conceive, achieve, believe, sometimes as much as you 10x yourself or you turn yourself all the way up, it's not enough. It's not going to be enough, Mike.
Hold on now. Hold on
Tell
now.
your
Hold
kids
on now.
before they come to the
You're
show
done.
that you're going to let them down. So they're
I
not
said,
let down.
hold
the show.
on. We're not getting anywhere like this. Now, Aaron, there's been some of the most successful guys in history that had the crowd behind them. You got Hulk Hogan, you got John Cena, hell, Daniel Bryan when he had his whole thing, the Yes Movement. Why is that not a successful way to do it? How many championships have those guys held between them?
That guy is not John Cena or Hulk Hogan. The other difference
No.
is those guys stayed in the business and kept going. Those guys did it. Those guys did it the right way. They kept going. As much as he can say he loves pro wrestling, he left, and he left it behind. And now his last chance at being anything in this world is to hang on to this little thread that I gave you, you piece of trash.
Aaron,
I gave it to you.
Let's get this straight right
Without me
now.
shoving you, we're not here right now. So a
I'm not-
welcome, a
I'm
freaking
not-
thank you would be great. Thank you, Aaron Corbin, for making me relevant again.
You forget so many things. I'm
No.
not coming back to wrestling because I have the sudden desire to get back in the ring or the sudden desire to get back on the road. I'm coming back to wrestling for one more match to kick your ass. That's it. That's my entire deal. This has nothing to do with anything else. Nobody else has been able to shut your mouth for you. That match that I watched you with that first night I was there, some kid who was super green, he beat you clean. So don't sit here and tell me I've wrestled this guy and that guy. Dude, you've lost a step. You're in your 40s now. So don't sit here and act like you're some Ring of Honor or AEW superstar, Aaron. You're just another guy. Just another guy I know from the past that hasn't had to pony up to the bar very often. And I'm here to tell you, your bill has come due, Aaron. The tab needs to be paid, and I'm here to collect.
That was an attempt. That
Wow.
that was a good attempt at trying to sound convincing. But let's be honest. I really want you to do this. I really, really want you to. Go watch all the matches I've done since you've left the business. Go watch everyone. Study tape.
Well, I
Figure
would
out
love
my
to,
habits.
but none of them are televised.
Figure out my habits.
Seem to be in the
Figure
business
all
a
the-
long time and still not have any televised matches, Aaron. So don't sit here and tell me how great you are in the wrestling business when you still just quite haven't made it out of Minnesota, have you?
There's got to be recordings of these shows. Something has to have been at least shown on the internet, in all fairness. I don't know this. I'm just being fair with this.
Yeah. I'll take the time to watch it on some tent show in the middle of nowhere for Aaron. I don't need to do any of that. You're going to play my game with my rules, Aaron. How many Grand Slam shows have you been on? You're welcome. You're welcome. You weren't considered for a show until I showed up. You need me to be relevant again, Aaron, not the other way around.
Hey, we both had problems in the past with stuff, right? We both had our issues with addiction, right?
Sure.
We both had
I
our
tell
issues
everybody,
with
man.
stuff.
I'm not ashamed of it like you are.
You should get addicted to being a freaking loser again, dude. I swear to God, I'm going to embarrass you in front of your kids, Mike. I'm going to embarrass you.
Hey,
the fun part of it's done. Shut up, Randy. The
you're
fun
getting
part
out
of
of
it's
line.
done. The fun part's done, Mike.
You're
This isn't
getting
fun
out of
anymore.
line.
I was doing this for fun. It was going to be an easy payday. I was going to try to carry you.
You're going to do me all kinds of favors, Aaron.
Oh, I'm so okay. Every
so grateful
favor
for
I
that.
could in the world, Mike. Every favor I could in the
Thank
world.
you so
I brought
much,
you back.
Aaron.
I made you relevant. Right?
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
the
know
reason
you were doing this for
documentaries
me.
getting filmed. None of this happens without me, Mike. Who are you going to do this with? You're going to do this with Joey Avalon or Paul Verk? That's who you wanted at first, right? That's who you wanted to do
Aaron?
this stuff at first. I made you relevant again. And in front of your fans and all the people that follow you, Randy, all the old AWO guys that are going to show up. I even heard some PCW guys are coming up from Sioux City. I even heard some of them are coming up. But the thing that's going to make me feel the best, and I swear to God, this is as shoot as I can possibly get, is that I get to look at your kids at the end of this and I get to tell them that their dad failed. And I am so freaking excited.
Way out of line. You're way out of line. And
Yeah.
let me tell you something. While remaining in the middle of this, when you push somebody's buttons about their kids or their family, their wife, whatever it is, you're playing a damn dangerous game. That's all,
I hope so. I hope so, because I want dangerous Mike. I want dangerous Mike. I don't want fluffy dad Mike, right? I don't want conceive, achieve, believe Mike. I don't want TED Talk Mike. I don't want nice chuckle Mike. I don't want pull the sock out of Casanova shorts Mike. I want the guy who punched me in the face because I was making fun of his friend, right? I want the guy that I thought was standing up to me at an MAW show. I want the bad dude. I want every bit you have. I really, really do. So when I do it, you don't have any excuses. You can't say you had an off night. You don't get to use the excuse you've been out of the business for 20 years. I don't want any of them. At the end of the match, I'll leave after I beat you. I'll walk to the back. You can stay in the ring. You can get your sympathy pop. You can blow a kiss to your kids. Thank everybody for being there. And then just leave the freaking business and stay the hell away. But I want the best version of you, and I don't want any excuses after. None. You don't get to make any.
Well, we finally agree on one thing, Aaron. You're not going to get TED Talk Mike. You're not going to get fluffy Mike. You're not going to get dad Mike. Oh, no. See, we've gone way past that. You are going to be one of the very fortunate ones, Aaron. You get Cowboy Gator Magraw.
Good.
You don't get Mike. That opportunity has passed you up. That would have been too good for you. No. Cowboy Gator Magraw is what you're going to see that night. I've been training with some of the top trainers in the area. I've been eating right. I've been exercising. Aaron, I am ready. And when I unleash him again, when I put the cowboy hat back on that night, it's going to come over me like a glove that I haven't put on in a long time. And this hand's been cold. And I want to make sure that everything gets warm, because as soon as I hit that ring, that music's going to play. They're going to be singing. They're going to be standing. They're going to be clapping. And the minute that bell rings, you belong to me.
The best part about this is you are training harder than you've ever trained before. You're probably in better shape now than when you ever were when you were wrestling full time. And I'm excited for it, because I'm not eating right. I'm not working out with the best trainers. This is another weekend. Just a little cherry on top is I get to ruin the end of your story. And when I tell you how excited I am for that, I am literally giddy. If I wasn't worth a lot of money, I would do the show for free.
I would
I am
encourage you.
so excited. I'm so excited to
I'm
screw
going
up
to
the end of your
encourage you
documentary
to
and
train.
all this stuff, all this chase your hopes and dreams. I can't wait to shut you up in front of everybody.
You don't
Everybody
have much
coming up
time
from
left,
Albert
Aaron.
Lee.
If
Everybody
you don't train,
city.
you'll never forgive yourself. You have to train for this.
I train every weekend by still wrestling in this business. Every weekend I have a
every
show
match that you have
you're
wears
not
you
getting
down.
any special training.
Every single match you have is going to wear you down to the point where you're going to get in the ring with me. You're going to lose, and you're going to have all these excuses about all these matches that you had.
I might wrestle the night before. I just got asked if I want to wrestle the night before.
You're not preparing for any of this.
I don't need to
and I think
prepare
you should
for
take
you,
it
Mike.
very seriously.
You're not someone that needs to be prepared for.
Okay.
I'd be more scared if Cody O'Neal came out of the business right now than I would for you. Or Black Stallion came back full time. John Johnson, Casanova, any of the old guys. I'd be more scared of them. I'm not scared of you. There's nothing about you that intimidates me or scares me.
I see it on you.
If you keep it up, I'm not just going to pin you. I promise. I'm going to make you bleed, dude.
Oh boy, now you're talking.
You
my
used to
language.
love that back in the day.
You're talking my language here.
Let's see if middle-aged Mike still loves that. I swear to God, you keep this up, and I'm going to make you bleed in front of your kids.
Randy, what other questions do you have?
Yep.
So, Gator Magraw's final match, November 1st, 2025, St. Paul. Midwest All-Star Wrestling. Gentlemen, I want to get your final thoughts on this. What do you got? What else do you got to say? Let's leave it all on the table here. So you get in the ring, you lay it all down, and it's all over with.
When this is done, when this is all done, I want to thank you for making you relevant again. But what I'm going to do, because there is a little part of me, Mike, there is a little part of me that knows this is a straight shoot. I am literally not even called Aaron Corbin if it's not for you. Okay? So when I beat you, I'm going to get out of the ring. I'll get my pop and I'll leave you there. And I will try to leave you at the point where you can still get up and security doesn't have to carry you to the back. So you can go around and you can give a few high fives. You can wave at a few people. You can say hi to the PCW guys. You can say what's up to the AWO boys that are going to be there. You can say hi to the Albert Lee people that are coming up. And then you can walk over. I'll make sure there's a towel and a bottle of water for you. You clean yourself off. You say what's up to your kids and you let them know dad's okay. And then you come to the back, right? As business tradition goes, you shake my hand and you tell me thank you. And then from there, we don't have to have anything to do with each other anymore. That can be the end of it. That can literally be the end of the story. The end of the story is going to be the end of the story. And I really hope I really hope you're training, Mike. This is from me, from the bottom of my heart. I hope you're training enough that at the end of it, you can just walk away. I'm not looking to make it where you can't do your normal job or you can't do your other stuff or keep running. However, if you keep pushing me, I promise I will go off script real fast. I'll take advantage of you because I can. And I will make it where none of those things can come true. So be very, very careful. Tread lightly. Remember, there is an A side to this. I'm the A side to this wrestling match. You are just a spot filler. Don't forget that. One of us is still a star in wrestling. The other one is just coming back for a Legends pop, for a sympathy pop. Don't forget your role in this. I really hope at the end you're okay. But if you keep going this way and I get any more pissed off than I am right now, I promise, look, I will go off script and I will shoot real fast.
Strong words.
Well, Aaron, you haven't been on script this whole time. So don't sit here and act like you're doing me some kind of favor, okay? We're lucky enough to be working with some promoters in this deal that understand what our history is, and they give us just a little bit of leeway when it comes to how we've been treating each other. Granted, I've done a couple of things in the last few months I'm not proud of either. We should have settled this a long time ago. We should have settled it before I saw you in the spring this year. This should have never even happened. I don't know what has happened to you. I know that you have some personal things going on. I know that you struggle in that way sometimes, and you kind of always have. And dude, all I've ever wanted is just to be your friend. And we've broke into the business together. You don't owe me anything. Like, I know, like, moving to Albert Lee, being in the AWO, I'm glad you did that. Thank you. Like, I value our friendship. And this whole thing hurts me so bad that you're creating this conflict out of nothing, where now we have to go be wrestlers again together. Like, I don't want to be a wrestler again, but here we are. For what? And you've insulted my family, you've insulted my fans, and you've ripped me to shreds. And nobody in the wrestling business stands up to you, and I'm not quite sure I understand that. I realize a lot of things have changed since I left, but I'm not sure why nobody has ever decided to really stand up to you until me. And when you see me, across the ring from you, just like you did in Mankato, you've got that look about you like you've seen a ghost and a little bit of fear in you. And I kind of like it. Kind of puts you on edge a little bit. And that's the Aaron Corbin I need. Because on November 1st, when we're face to face across that ring from each other, we're going to be standing in that ring, face to face, nose to nose. Those fans are going to be rabid. They're going to be screaming for it. They're going to be wanting us to finally have this out. And you're going to have nowhere to go and nowhere to hide. And when it's done, you will have run out of excuses. And I promise to be done with all of this. But I genuinely hope that when it's all done, at some point down the line, you and I could just be friends again, man, because this is crazy. The whole thing is crazy.
You know, this is not about me in the slightest, but I've known you both for a long time. And I want to say, you know, this match is going to be good. It's going to be real good. But the way that things have shifted so far away from what this should be to what it's going to be genuinely makes me sad. Because it should have never been like this. Whether it's his last match or if it would have been yours. It should have never been like this. This shit's gone on long enough between you two. It's boiled over now because it was never addressed back then. That was a mistake you guys made. And now I'm afraid to see what's going to happen. Honestly.
You should be.
Well, that's the last question that I had. So I want to thank you both. I know you're both irritated, but thank you both for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it, and I know all the viewers will too. And we're going to look forward to seeing you guys on November 1st at MAW in St. Paul. Thank you very much. Viewers, thanks for being here. Have a good night.